No one needs to have the names Roomba or iRobot explained to them. It's a brand as iconic as it gets for the robot vacuum industry, and while they certainly popularized the concept of robot vacuums and the hockey puck shape, they've been doing some big things lately to change up how people think of a robot vacuum. The Roomba S9 is the first iRobot vacuum to use the D shape that Nito popularized quite a few years back, and it's touting this as the best cleaning robot they've ever made. That's a great thing since the vacuum alone is $1,000. And that model with the automatic clean base brings it up to $1,300. Those are some pretty crazy numbers by any account, so let's look at whether or not this vacuum could possibly be worth that price. First up is the new design, which is actually really sleek and suave. Most robot vacuums just sort of exist. They look like everything else on the market and do very little to differentiate themselves visually. iRobot's new design draws some obvious comparisons to the Nito BotVac line of robot vacuums, but the top is all iRobot in a bold new way. The flat front now houses a set of new sensors that map the house in a way that other Roombas just haven't. The brushed metal disc in the middle is lined with a color-changing LED ring and hides a brilliantly designed dustbin underneath. This dustbin lifts straight up and out and has a phenomenal drop bucket designed for emptying, all done with a click of a button on top. It's far less messy than other dustbin designs, and it also doesn't feature any motor components inside the bin for the first time ever. Moving the motor inside of the vacuum itself has enabled them to re-engineer things a bit and deliver better suction performance than before. iRobot claims it's 40 times more suction than the Roomba 600 series, which isn't a super high bar since that series is only around 500 PA suction rating. But 40 times seems a bit on the high side to me. Still, this vacuum provides the best suction I've ever seen on a robot vacuum, and that's a big deal when you're dealing with carpets or homes with pets. You'll certainly pay for that higher performance in the battery life, but that's only if you've got lots of carpets or are running the vacuum in high performance mode all the time. It's somewhere around 30% worse battery life than the Roomba i7 when in performance mode, and somewhere around double the battery life of the i7 when in low suction mode. Battery life isn't nearly as important for a robot vacuum as it is for something like a smartphone, but it still largely determines how long it's going to take for the vacuum to clean your home. In my house, I found that it would clean for about 45 minutes or so and then return to the dock to charge. Charging then took about an hour and a half, followed by another 45 minutes of cleaning time. My house is about 50% carpet, give or take, and certainly takes a bit more power to vacuum, but it's small. Only about 500 square feet of my house is made up of space that a robot vacuum can actually clean, yet it still took nearly 3 hours to finish the job. That's not exactly quick, but it's incredibly thorough, and that's something to account for. Part of this thorough nature is achieved by the new shape. The brushes underneath are 30% wider and come almost all the way to the edge. And that side brush has been reconfigured to perform better for this shape and is now called a corner brush. I wish they had a variable speed brush like the Roborock S6 has because it's a little painful watching it get all twisted and gnarled while cleaning carpet. It's also going to lessen the longevity of the brush since it's made up of bristles and will eventually twist up too much to be useful per its purpose. The main rollers are still, thankfully, those amazing dual rubber rollers which really just work better in every way than the traditional bristles. They even handle lots of hair far better than standard bristles, not just in pickup power, but also when cleaning them out. Traditional rollers need to have hair cut from them and lose their effectiveness over time if not regularly cleaned. iRobot's rollers just need to be popped off and have that curled hair slipped out of the catchers on the sides. It's engineering at its best. The other half of the new cleaning power is in the behavior of the vacuum, specifically when it comes to corner cleaning. The square shape of the vacuum fits perfectly in those inside corners, and the vacuum even does a nifty little sweeping motion to make sure all the little bits are pulled away from the edge. Outer corners receive a similarly impressive treatment that's achieved by first running straight down the wall, just past the outer corner, then it'll turn 90 degrees to face the next wall, back up a bit, and then head straight down the wall as it goes. Spot cleaning has received an improved algorithm as well, and no longer blindly just spins in a large circle until a literal spot is cleaned. I set the vacuum loose in our smallest bathroom after my wife cut my hair and only used the spot cleaning mode. After a single run with spot cleaning, there was no hair left at all, not even the little follicles that usually get stuck in the bottom of the baseboards. It was stupid impressive to say the least. The only real downsides to the design from what I came across is a lack of built-in handle. It was low-key one of my favorite design features of the other Roombas, and just made it easier to grab and stick in a room for spot cleaning. It's likely that people will just jump in the app and tell it to clean a single room instead of actually using the spot cleaning, since that method is probably more effective anyway, but it's something I'll miss regardless. Plenty of other favorite features have returned to the Roomba S9 as well, including its ability to sense a particularly dirty spot on the floor and make multiple passes until the sensor deems it clean. Carpet Boost ramps up the suction when carpet is detected, and that enhanced cliff detection sensor that debuted with the Roomba i7 will no longer get fooled by dark carpet, so folks with black area rugs can rest assured that those will finally get cleaned by the robot vacuum. It's also got great integration with your favorite virtual assistant. Hey Google, start the Roomba.
Sure, starting the BB9E.
It also supports up to 10 floor plans within the app, which is most certainly more than anyone will ever need, but is fantastic regardless. That means multi-floor homes will see equal treatment from the vacuum with per room cleaning for each floor. The self-cleaning automatic dirt base is an optional add-on and will automatically empty your vacuum at the end of a job or once the dustbin gets full. This sort of feature is paramount to the vacuum's ability to clean larger homes or homes with pets, as other robot vacuums would just stop cleaning once the dustbin gets full and force you to empty it before it can actually finish cleaning the house. The Roomba S9 will empty itself and keep cleaning as it needs, making it a fully automated beast of a cleaning machine. The new app updates also allow it to link to the BravaJet M6 robot mop, which means the vacuum can suction the entire house first, followed by the mop scrubbing the hard floors afterwards. At this time of review, the robots cannot actually share a map, but must make their own maps. This is an annoying limitation for sure, because you'll have to do a few training runs or full cleans for each product before a map is built, which extends the setup time by several hours or maybe even days depending on how patient you are and how often you run each robot. Beyond that though, it's good that each has its own map simply because most homes don't only have hard floors, but are usually a mix of carpets as well, even if it's just area rugs. The Keep Out Zones feature also is not yet available for the Roomba S9 at this time of review, but is currently available for the Roomba i7. Keep Out Zones allow you to draw any number of rectangles or virtual walls within the app and keep the vacuum out. I definitely need this in my house as I have furniture that's just barely tall enough for the vacuum to get under, but not really tall enough for it to successfully navigate out. My son also likes to put toys under his bed and other places where the vacuum frequently enjoys trying to suck them up. It's a feature that can't come soon enough. So what's the final verdict? If you need the absolute best robot vacuum on the market with the best suction power and the best corner cleaning abilities, the Roomba S9 fits the bill. Need one that can clean itself and be a fully automated process? The Roomba i7 is another less expensive option, and it's almost as good of a vacuum too. Don't want to spend $1,000 or more on a robot vacuum? Well, there are plenty of options out there, but it's pretty clear that this is geared towards those that want the best of the best with no compromises, and in this case, you certainly get what you pay for. We hope you enjoyed that review and will subscribe to us for regularly updated content. Chat with us on your favorite social media network, and don't forget to check out AndroidHeadlines.com for 24/7 worldwide tech news coverage. Thanks for watching, and until next time.